Factorise means to put back into brackets. If we have three terms, a quadratic in terms of x, it will always factorise into what's known as double brackets. If our quadratic starts x squared, we always start by placing a single x inside each bracket. Our rule is we need to find two numbers that multiply together to give us what's known as the constant, i.e. the number term, and the same two numbers must still add together to give us the number in front of the single letter. In this case, I want two numbers that multiply to give us positive 10 and still add together to give us plus 7. If both terms are positive, we know the signs inside the bracket will both be positive. We start by listing our factors of 10. They are 1 and 10 and 2 and 5. The only pair that still adds together to us plus 7 is going to be 2 and 5. Hence, they're the two numbers we're going to place inside our bracket in any order. For question 2, again, we have a quadratic in terms of x. Therefore, we're going to place into double brackets. As it starts x squared, we're going to place a single x inside each bracket. In this case, we want to find two numbers that multiply together to give us plus 30, and the same two numbers must add together to give us a number in front of the single letter, which in this case is negative 13. If our constant, i.e. our number term, is positive, and the number in front of the single letter is negative, then we know the signs inside the bracket will both be negative. Listing out the factors of 30, we have 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 10, and 5 and 6. The only pair that adds together to give us negative 13 is going to be negative 3 and negative 10 in any order. For question 3, again we have a quadratic in terms of x. We're going to start by opening our double brackets. Again, as our quadratic starts x squared, we're going to place a single x in each bracket. We start in this case by finding two numbers that multiply to give us our constant, i.e. our number term, which in this case is negative 12, and the same two numbers must add together to give us the number in front of the single letter. If there's no number in front of the single letter, we know there's always an invisible one. So here negative x is the same as negative 1x. So the same two numbers must add together to give us negative 1. If our constant is negative, the only way to get a negative when multiplying is to have one positive and one negative. Listing out the factors of 12, we have 1 and 12, 2 and 6, and 3 and 4. The only pair that multiply to give us negative 12 and add together to give us negative 1 is going to be plus 3 and negative 4. In this case, the plus has to be with the 3 and the negative has to be with the 4.